Yes, we've been seeing each other.
I knew it.
I can explain.
Lisa just wanted a bit of normality.
We both know what you want, and it isn't normality.
Is that right, Owen? Because I'd think about that if I were you. Very, very careful.
This was Jenny Connor's gaff. My next place will be Jenny Bradley's. Because one thing I know about her, she can show up without and make things happen.
This week on Corey, Abi and Carl's affair finally came to light. The Connor Swains had lunch at the Bistro and things got a little out of hand. Theo's behavior was exposed. We said goodbye to Jenny and so much more. I'm Shanika. This is Stateside Street, a podcast where two Americans discuss all things British soaps. So grab a cuppa, relax, and let's take a trip down the cobbles. Alright y'all, what's up? So before we get started, I have a few church announcements. As you can probably tell, I'm riding solo today. Fortunately, my co-host couldn't make it today, but it's alright because I got a really cool episode for you. So stay tuned because we're going to be talking recaps and theories, spoilers, and some gossip. Alright, I know you guys have some theories on that Corey and Emmerdale crossover. I have them too, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So definitely stick around, okay? Right, so church announcements. Vicky Myers has won the Best Actress Award, took home the Best Partnership along with Allison King in the writing and development team of Swarla. Joe Parkinson, I believe, pitched Swarla, if I'm not mistaken. Mason's Knife Crime storyline and Abby Hallucination story also took home an award. Shout out to Jordan Hogg for directing the Knife Crime episode. Brilliant. He knows that. Brilliant director. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think Joe also pitched that as well. Emmerdale, shout out to Vicky Thomas, directed the Limo Crash episode, also took home an award. Soaps are really killing it. They're killing it. Some really good stuff going down. I love it. I also want to give a shout out to Conversation Street, celebrating their 7th video. 700th episode. And that episode features Sally Ann Matthews, and she's talking about her journey, her exit, and a lot of other great stuff. So I encourage you all to go to Conversation Street and listen to the episode. It's up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Really great episode. Shout out to them. 700 episodes. That's amazing. So a lot of podcasts is coming out. A lot of podcasts, a lot of soap fans that's really dedicated to the genre. You can really tell. We have Conversation Street, us, Stateside Street, Swarla Nation Street, Talk of the Street, all of the streets. But yeah, we got some really cool people, just really making some great, hate the word content, but yeah, making some good content or whatever on soaps and really keeping the drama alive. You can really tell that they love what they do, and I love what I do. I love soaps. Been watching since I was, 7 years old, American soaps, and about, close to 10 years for soaps in the UK, so I really love it, and just glad to be a part of the podcast family. One more church announcement before we dig in to this week's Corey. We have a legendary writer, Jan McRae, coming on the podcast soon, so make sure you get those questions in. We already have some really cool questions on Twitter, but definitely get them in. You can DM us on Twitter or Instagram. You can make a comment, whatever it is you want to do. Just let us know. Leave us your questions, and it might be featured in one of our fan question segments for her to answer. So definitely do that. She's amazing. She's a legend. If you don't know who she is, you better find out, okay? She's had her hand in episodes and storylines, with Pat Phelan, Haley Cropper, the 60th anniversary of Coronation Street. She wrote that episode, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, she co-wrote Becky Swain's Returned, Back from the Dead. So I know you guys have some questions. I know you Swarla people have some questions, all right? So definitely get them in, all right? Really excited about this. Really excited to be sitting down with Shan and talk script writing and Corey. So Monday's episode was written by Chris Futrell and Ellen Taylor, directed by David Kester. We got a lot to talk about for Monday. Mainly Abby. Okay, because homegirl is going through it. So the first scene, we start off, Abby is sleeping on a couch yet again. She wakes up. Jack comes in, gives her a present. Very nice. It's a robe. I was hoping that he would have got her some sense, because this girl act like she don't got none. I don't understand. So Kevin and Jack comes in. Kevin is acting like he have a stick up his ass or something. Just grumpy as hell. Just Abby's trying to keep her relationship with Jack intact. you know, she's trying, and she tells Kevin, I love you as well. Like, we are going through some stuff right now, mainly because of her, but we're going through some stuff right now. We might not be, you know, 100%, but there's still love there, apparently, according to her, because cheating is love. But that's a whole different story. And Kevin Webster have the nerve to say something along the lines of, I wonder where you'll be opening your present in 12 months' time, as if this man did not cheat on his wife with his best friend's wife and fathered the very kid that's in the same room right now. The audacity of Kevin Webster. Kevin and Abi, sometimes I say they are made for each other because they are just a hot mess. But they are very toxic toward each other. Like, they just don't work. And I never was a fan of Abi and Kevin being together at all. Look, Kevin has been through a lot. And Kevin was there for Abi, obviously. Like, there are times when Kevin bent over backwards for this woman. I get that. But they are just not good together. They're not good together at all. At all. And Kevin is plucking my last nerves. The way some of y'all feel about Kid is the way I feel about Kevin right now. Like, he's just... But Abi don't got no sense either. She don't got no type of sense. This affair has been... It seemed like this affair has been going on for like 6 months. And it might have been only 2 months, but it seems like it's been going on forever. Like, girl, if you... Just leave. Just leave. Like, I get it. You didn't want to leave him because of the cancer, but I'm telling you, as soon as he lied about still having cancer, I would have left them. I would have left. Like, it's not... I don't understand, but I don't know. Somebody could just give some sense. So back at Roy's, we have Asha and Nina. They're talking about Naomi. And, you know, my girl Asha, she's going through a lot. And she's not handling it well. And it seems like no one can get through to her, you know. So I'm really worried about her. And, yeah, it's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. But I will say Tanisha is doing amazingly well, obviously. I am so happy she's finally getting a storyline she can really sink her teeth into. Because this woman can act. She can act. And I'm really happy. It's a great storyline. It's a very powerful storyline. And it really shows how one moment can affect you. Especially if you're at a high stress job, like being a paramedic, you know. And I think it's fantastic. And I cannot wait to see how things go. I'm glad to see Nina and Asha having scenes again. I know some people want them to be back together. I love their friendship, and I'm fine either way. But I do love their friendship. And Nina's been there for Asha. Nina's been there for Betsy, and that's one friendship I also would love to continue to see, Betsy and Nina. And I also want to see Nina in a good storyline. Please give these people some storylines, you know? But yeah, Asha's really going through it. It's going to be some really tough scenes coming up, but I know Tanisha's going to, as always, kill it. Absolutely kill it. So I can't wait to see. So Dee Dee and Ronnie is also at Roy's. Dee Dee is like beating herself up because of what she said to Ollie like a week or so ago, right? When they was at the Bistro. And let me just tell you, I don't trust Ollie. He is definitely somebody. I don't know who he is. I have a theory. I don't think he's related to someone on the cobbles right now, on the street right now, but I do think he is related to somebody that was on the show previously. And I think they are directly linked to Toya. Obviously, I mean, it's no surprise he was looking for Toya. I think it has something to do with Emerald. I really do. That's just me. I don't know. It's something. I don't know. Gotta be, right? It has to be. Am I barking off the wrong tree? Probably. I'm not good with theories. As you see when I tell you about my theory for the Corey and Emerald crossover. But I'm thinking he has something to do with Imran. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. But I definitely don't trust him. Which really sucks because I want her to like him. Because Dee Dee deserves happiness. And I don't want her to leave without having some type of happiness, okay? All right, so we shift back over to Abi and Carl in the hotel room. Abby's stressing out. Carl just doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, okay, are you here for, are we gonna do something? Cause like, so when he finds out that, okay, like she's just not in it, like it's not gonna happen. He messages James. This man, this is why Abby needs some sense, cause she doesn't see that Carl doesn't care, okay? He doesn't care. Abby can't see that. And it's just like, girl, you are blowing up your whole entire life for this man. And like, what did she think? What did she think's gonna happen? She's like, oh, I love him. We love each other. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How's family reunion's gonna be? How's family dinner's gonna be? Like, Like, oh, I just left Kevin. Was asleep with Carl. Now I'm married to Carl now. Like, that's insane. That's insane. Abby don't have no sense. Like, she don't think things through. No sense at all. And Carl he only cares about one thing. He only cares about the thrill, you know. I do like him and James together. I think they have really good chemistry, and I love the dynamic between them. I kind of hope they explore that, you know. I kind of like them together. Anything but Abby and Carl, and it's just moving on. We're going to move on. Let's talk about Todd and Theo real quick, okay? I absolutely love what they're doing with Todd and Theo. I think it's going to get a lot worse, and I'll talk more about that when I discuss Wednesday's episode. But what they're doing with Todd and Theo is really well put together. It's well paced. And it really shows like the little nuances and complexities when it comes to this thing, to abuse and relationships, especially from Todd's side. Like, so easy for people to say, oh, just leave, or whatever. Or like, don't you see the red flags? No, that's the whole point. Like, that's the whole entire point. Theo is manipulative, you know, and he's charismatic, and he gaslights, you know, and, you know, it's hard to see that when you're in it. And just with anything. When you're in something, it's hard to see it. You have to take a step back. But Todd's not allowed to take a step back, because every time he tries to connect with Billy or connect with James or connect with, you know, George even, he gets berated and gaslighted and make it seem like he is doing something wrong. That's how Theo works, you know. And again, I think they're doing it so well, and it's well paced, and I just cannot wait to see what happens. I mean, I'm terrified of what's going to happen next, because I have a feeling, which I will talk about again when I recap Wednesday's episode. But I am excited for what's to come, and I definitely know the writing and directing and the acting is going to be it's going to be lush, as Becky Swain says. So we had some Jenny, Glenda, and Rita scenes. We have some Jenny and George scenes. I really love those bits, and I'm going to miss those bits. I really am. I'm really going to miss Jenny. I was kind of rooting for Jenny and George. I really was. And it sucks. It sucks. What do you guys think? Like, were you team Jenny and George or Christine and George? Like, what was your, which team were you on? To me, they could have been great. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. Mary really cut the tension. Mary is so funny. She's so funny. She said, I love good cockaliki. And then she said, consider them well and truly laid. Okay, Mary. All right, Mary, I see you. I see what you did there. And then just her little bit when Theo left the community center, and she's like, I'm bursting. Fantastic. Like, she's so funny. And I love the humor in Corey. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, Corey is doom and gloom. But, like, you have people like Kirk and Mary and Tracy, these like really funny people that comes up with those really cool lines. Like, yeah, Corey's really funny. When they lean into that, when they lean into the comedy or lean into like friendships and interacting with like everyday folk, when they lean into that, it's so good, so well done. So back to Abi and Carl. Debbie finds hotel card that Abi dropped. Abi trying to poorly explain where it's from. Carl comes in. This man used Debbie's dementia against her, which is insane. Your own sister. It's insane. Just to save face. Just insane. And then back at the Rovers, we have Glenda and Tracy and Kirk talking about speed dating. This man, okay, he had to give Kirk a woman. This man has tried speed dating this man has been trying to speed date since Carla and Lisa got together. Before Carla and Lisa got together. That's insane. You know how many months it's been? My goodness, Kurt. But I love when he like went on a tangent about shooting fish in a barrel, and like the camera, it was like a tight push-in on Kirk while he was like running on this whole tangent, and then after the fact, he just popped out and was like, oh shit, like Glenda and Tracy are completely gone from the Rovers. I loved it. I loved that bit. It was so funny. I laughed out loud. It was so funny. We had a scene with Ollie and Dee Dee and the baby. Ollie is just too good to be true, and Dee Dee is falling hard for Ollie, and he's going to break her heart, and that's probably why she leaves. Not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. Dee Dee deserves so much better. She really does. So let's back to Abi and Carl. So Debbie finds Abi on the CCTV and rushes to Carl's room. Carl was actually with James, and James almost ran into Debbie. But yeah, Debbie barges in. It's like, I know Abi was here. Carl's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And Debbie's like, listen, like, I'm going to pull all of the CCTV. Like, you better tell me this now. And what did this man do? He confesses. He said, yes, we're together. We're seeing each other. Why didn't he just say, I'm with James? He could have just said, no, I'm not with Abby. I'm with James. That would have squashed the whole thing. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. He's obviously, like, comfortable in his self, right? He's not, like, having this whole, like, coming out type of crisis. So it's not that. So why not just say it was James? I don't get it. Like, no one's going to care. And Debbie's not going to be like, oh, you're lying, because why would he lie about that? And especially why would he just randomly pick James? So, yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't just say, yeah, I was with James. So, I don't know. But the secret is out. And Debbie doesn't know what to do. She confronts Abby. Abby, again, tries to poorly explain things. It's just ridiculous. No sense. But Debbie wants to tell Kevin, but she also doesn't want to break up the family, especially now with all these things going on with her. And she doesn't want to break Kevin's heart, so she stays silent. And I think that's going to come back to bite her. I really do. And because I don't think Abby's going to, step up and say, hey, this is what's happening. I'm just having an affair or whatever. She's going to continue doing what she's doing. I think with Abby, like, she doesn't learn. She doesn't learn. And she's going through it, of course. I mean, I still think she's going through it with, the whole thing with Seb and Mason brought all that back. That's when everything all this started, So I think she still have some issues she have to work out, but she's going to have nothing because Kevin's going to leave. She's not going to have Kevin. She probably won't be able to see Jack. She won't be able to lean on Debbie. She won't be able to lean on Carl because Carl's probably going to, push her to the side, be with James or whoever, or do whatever he gonna do, right? So she's not gonna have anybody. So I kind of understand why she wouldn't want to say anything, but like, I don't know. Sometimes Abby is a hot mess, but we love her. We love her anyway. What's the saying? I support women's rights and women's wrongs. All right, so Wednesday's episode is one of my favorite episodes of the week. It is my favorite episode of the week. We have, it was written by Debbie Oates and directed again by David Kester. I think this is the last episode of his block, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to basically talk about Jenny and Todd and Theo because those were the main storylines here. Theo and Todd, and I said this before, but they are just written so well, and the acting choices that they're doing is just chef kiss. Brilliant. Okay, the look on Todd's face, you just have to look at Todd when he's with Theo versus when he's not with Theo through the course of their relationship. So in the beginning, he was, Todd. And then as it goes further, he's like, oh, I'm Todd when I'm not with Theo. And then I'm this other person when I'm with Theo. Like I'm this scared, on edge person when I'm with Theo. But I'm happy in myself when I'm not with Theo. But now there is no happy Todd when he's with Theo or when he's without Theo. There's just this one Todd, which is this down, scared, depressed, jumpy, paranoid person, horrified person. His face, oh my gosh, like brilliant acting. Like his face falls. Like when he thinks he's hurt Theo, when somebody else is talking with Theo and making a suggestion that goes against whatever Theo's saying, Todd is on edge. Because he knows when he gets home, Theo's going to take it out on him. When Christina said something to Theo when they was on karaoke, at the end, took it out on him, right? It's just so interesting how they portray everything. And I really do love the way they're doing it. The pacing is great, and you can see the small bits and pieces. And, George clocked it. We have George clocking it, Billy and Christina clocking like something's off. Something is off. But it's also sort of like something is off, but maybe Theo is just having a rough day. Something's off, but maybe I'm just paranoid. Something's off, but I'm just looking too much into it, right? It's that doubt, and that's how abuse goes unnoticed sometimes because he's not screaming at him, right? On the outside, Theo's not screaming at Todd in the middle of the street. He's not raising a hand at him, right? So it's okay. It's all right. Nothing's going on. And that's how it keeps going and going and going. And I love, I can't really say anything else. Like, it's just brilliantly done. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hate it, obviously, but I love the way they're doing this storyline, and I think it's very powerful, and it's very important, and I am worried for Todd. There was the scene with Theo and Owen at Canal Street. There were some really powerful lines there. Debbie Oates, I can't say enough. Cannot praise her enough. Debbie knows how to write. Obviously, she's been in the game for a while, but this woman can write a script, and I absolutely love it. I'm taking notes. I am taking notes. I'm taking notes right now. She's brilliant. Like, the lines that Owen had, and forgive me, I don't know the actor name. I should have looked it up before I recorded this, but brilliant work. Brilliant work. Really well done. Your line delivery is really well done. He said something that really struck me. It really hit for me. He said that, he ran from the flat with no coat and no shoes. That visual got me to my core, because you know people like that, right? You know people in abusive relationships. You know people who's just is not safe. They're not safe in whatever relationship. It doesn't have to be intimate, parental, whatever the case may be. And you can just see like that visual of him running out the flat with no coat and no shoes. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just envisioning it right now. It's just like, it's horrible. And that's what Theo did to him. And I also love the fact that, he recognized the patterns, and he also acknowledged that he wasn't a good person either. Like, he was, alcoholic. He participated in the affair because Theo was still married. So he acknowledged, like, no, all of that stuff happened. Yes, Theo, you were hurt. You should not have gone through like the conversion therapy, the religion stuff. Like, you should not have gone through that. Also, you are an abuser. Like, two things can be true. Theo can be a victim of conversion therapy. You can be a victim of conversion, and a victim of like abuse from the church and things like that. And you can also be an abusive asshole. Like, two things can be true. And I love that they acknowledged that. I love that Owen wasn't squeaky clean, but he still didn't deserve to be verbally and physically abused. And yeah, I love that he recognized the patterns. And, I think Owen was there for a specific reason. I don't think he'll talk to Todd or anything like that. Maybe. I don't know. In like future episodes. But in my opinion, this scene was very, very deliberate, and it was there for a reason. And I think it pretty much solidified the fact that Todd is probably not going to make it out, or he's going to get severely, severely injured. But I really honestly, I don't think he's going to make it out because, Owen made it out. He's happy and he's safe. He recognized the patterns. Todd, it's not going to look good for Todd. I think they deliberately made this choice to say, hey, this is going to happen. He's not going to make it out. He's not going to be running out the flat with no coat or shoes. He's not going to make it out the flat. That's what I think. Again, I don't know if he's going to be like killed off, but maybe just severely, severely injured. I think it's going to take some time for him. But yeah, this storyline is very powerful and very important, and I hope people are paying attention to it. I really do. There's also going to be, if I'm not mistaken, a storyline with Tim coming up that's going to be very powerful, and I'm all for it. Like, I love these stories that makes you think, that makes you question yourself and your beliefs and your perspectives and your ideals. I love when stories make you uncomfortable, So I think it's going to be absolutely amazing things happening coming up. I do want to talk about, before I move on to Friday's episode, I do want to talk about Jenny leaving. I want to know your thoughts. Did you like how they handled it? Or, some people, myself included, that was like, oh, Jenny deserved a bigger exit, right? But then I listened to Conversation Street's episode with Sally Ann Matthews, which I encourage you all to listen to. I'm not going to give anything away, but I encourage you all to listen to it because she gave us some really cool insights. And it was just really, really good interview. So definitely check it out, Conversation Street's latest episode. But after I listened to that, I kind of have a different perspective. I didn't change it all, but kind of looked at it a bit differently. But I will say I do wish that they would have mended Carla and Jenny's relationship. I feel like that kind of went down the drain with the whole money thing. I think, and just in general, the whole money thing, they probably just forgot about it or dropped it because Daisy didn't even give her the money when she gave everybody else money when she left, but she just forgot about Carla. So that's just a loose end that wasn't Todd, I guess. But yeah, Jenny, I'm going to miss Jenny. I love the lines that she had. Debbie, she just knows how to write. She knows how to write. And I know it's like, of course, but like, it was a good script. It was a good script, Wednesday. It really was. Really great lines. I loved the scenes with Shinny and Rita. I cried. Yes, I did. I cried. Oh my gosh, it was so lovely. I'm really going to miss her. I'm really going to miss Jenny. All right, I'm moving on to Friday because I don't want to cry again. So Friday was written by Mark Burt and directed by Paulette Randall. Asha's going through it. She's going through it. Dev is very, very worried about Asha, Bernie as well as she should be. Things are going to get worse before it gets better with Asha, and it's going to be brilliantly played. Obviously, Tanisha is again, I mean, I said it earlier, like she's brilliant. She's good. I'm so happy she's able to sink her teeth into something like this. And I hope there's so much more story to go. We also had Theo and Todd. Theo was missing after a fight. They had a fight. There was a scene with Gary and Todd, which I found interesting at Roy's. Todd is like, Theo's missing. We had a Barney, we had a fight, and now he's, missing. Gary's like, hey, do you want me to just like call him for you? Maybe screen his calls. And the way Todd reacted, oh my gosh, it's just so great. This is what I'm talking about. It's the acting, okay, and the directing as well. I don't, the way he says like, no. He'll just think that I got you to do it. And the way he said it, it's just like, no, because if he finds out that I asked you to call him, he's going to kill me. Like, I'm not going to be safe. The way, it's just so well done. It's so well done. People aren't catching on to that. Gary didn't catch on. George, Christine, like, they're it's bits and pieces that are there, but it's getting missed or it's getting dismissed because, I don't know, the stigma maybe, or just because, like, again, you don't want to be the paranoid one. You don't want to be that person to be like, oh, that's, something's not right with them, or you're in an abusive relationship. Like, no one wants to be that person, So, and that's why it's getting overlooked. And then I think it will come a time when Todd is up there in the hospital, and people are going to be like, oh, well, what did we miss? There weren't any signs. What did we miss? How could we miss it? But there were signs, because signs aren't always like in your face all the time. It's the small little microaggressions, the small little pieces. It's the looks. It's the way Todd flinches. It's the way Todd looks. It's the way his face drops. It's the way that he changed his whole entire personality, from the moment they got together to now. Todd isn't Todd anymore. And it's just so interesting. It really is. Moving on to Kit and Sarah. They are adorable. I like them together a lot. I really do. Bethany's back, by the way. I don't know why I missed that, but Bethany's back. Kit let Bethany go, as a favor to Sarah, which Costello uses against him, and I'll talk about that later on. We had Bethany and Daniel meeting again, just try to extend the olive branch to her, and she's not having it. She's like, I'm not trying to get back to you. Okay, you're a sad little man. I don't want to be in your atmosphere. And Daniel's just like, I'm not trying to get back together. We're toxic with for each other. I'm not trying to get in a relationship with you. And I hope it stays that way. I hope they just remain friends, because I don't think they were good together. I know I'm in the minority, but I think he has been trying to find a replacement, and that's just my thought. I think he's been trying to find a replacement, and not consciously. Grief does things to you. Grief does things. But I think maybe that's not the right thing to say. Maybe I don't say he's trying to find a replacement. Maybe that's not what I'm trying to say. It's just every woman that he's been with since, he's been trying to change them, to mold them, to be somebody that they're not, or to be something that he wants. Daniel just has a lot of growing up to do. He really does. But I really hope they just remain friends. Something tells me that's not going to happen. They probably won't get back together. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I definitely don't think Bethany's ready for no relationship at all. I'm not a fan of Bethany. I'm sorry. Yeah. We had some Jake scenes. That little acknowledgement with Gary and Izzy there, Tina. But Jake is, no, he's shaping up to be, oh no, a little sketchy a little bit. Theo paid him to, be a little sneaky with his cell phone, a little sneaky. Theo was so manipulative. Like, Todd goes to the police. Todd, he goes to the police and it's like, Theo's missing. And he, tells Hayward what led up to it. They had a fight. Theo said he was going out and don't wait up for him, right? And it's like, you must think I'm stupid. You must think I'm overreacting. And Haywood, please, can we bring Donnelly full time? Please. So she's like, no, if you're worried for this person, we're going to respect this. We're going to respect you. We're going to treat it as an actual case. We take this very seriously, right? And don't come for me. because I'm a Lisa defender, but there's such a stark contrast between that scene with Hayward and then the scene when Gary was missing and Lisa just wrote Maria off. And don't get me wrong, Lisa was going through obviously some horrible things, obviously, but it's just in general. Hayward is like, I want to help you, I want to save the world. It's just a stark contrast, and it's really interesting. Speaking of Lisa, Becky, Lisa, Carla, the Connor Swains had lunch at the Bistro. Amy is playing her part. Let me just say that Amy is playing her part because, my goodness, I cannot stand Becky. I can't stand her one bit. I mean, she's funny. She got jokes, but I can't stand her. This woman doesn't care about anybody else but herself. She doesn't care about Betsy. She's just using it as an excuse. She doesn't care about Lisa. She just wants what she cannot have, which is crazy. I'm so interested in seeing Lisa and Becky's relationship, like how they were back then. What made them fall in love? How was Becky? What changed? Because some people are like, oh, there's no chemistry. There's chemistry there. 100%. I love the car scene. Becky, what did Becky say? She said, maybe it died or something just like me. And then she was like, try again. Maybe it'll come back to life just like me. I said, Becky, this is what we're not going to do. You're not going to make me fall in love with you with your jokes, okay? I'm supposed to hate you. Becky is so funny. But this woman at the Bistro said something, Lisa, maybe you should have introduced me as your mate or your girlfriend. And she looked directly at Carla. I like to slap her. Old Carla need to make an appearance just for a second. Just old Carla, give me a minute of your time. She needs to slap Becky. But she really said that, and I was just like, I was beside myself. I gasped. I said, no, she did not. She had the nerve to say that and look directly at Carla. Listen, if this was Carla of the old, I'm waiting. I'm so waiting. I know some people are like, oh no, that's not Carla no more. You're right, that's not Carla. Carla has matured 100%. That's not Carla anymore. But listen, it's 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm okay with this regression, with this character regression. I'm okay if that means Carla can beat the crap out of Becky. I'm all right with that. But yeah, Becky has some nerves, man. So afterwards, Carla leaves because she's had enough, and Carla better than me. She's better than me because I couldn't do it. But she goes to Kit. It's like, like something's going on. Like, I don't believe Becky. Like, you need to look into this thing. Costello's in the background sneaking. Look, call me delusional, but I was still on the Costello isn't corrupt train. Now he corrupt. I gotta face the fact. This man is corrupt. Gotta face the facts. So he goes to the office and just calls Kit out. It's like, oh, I heard you was, trying to call like this D.I. Crawley fella about Becky and the whole undercover case thing. Kit, caught out. It's like, yes, this is what I was trying to do. First he tries to lie. It's like, oh, Carla was just here. Carla was here asking me about a present. But eventually truth comes out and he's like, no, Carla was here because, she asked to look into Becky and D.I. Crawley and da-da-da. Costello used the fact that Kit got Bethany off against him. Tried to manipulate Kit. I mean, come on. It's Kit. Try to play hardball. It's like, look, if you play your cards right, you could become a detective sergeant. You'll make a good DI. He's trying to push Lisa out, obviously, right? And I don't think if you weren't a crooked cop, you wouldn't be doing it. So this man is crooked. I was rooting for you, Costello. We were all rooting for you. So during the final scenes, Kit comes to Costello. It's like, I hear you. I want to accept your offer and whatnot, right? I want to be a DS. And Costello looking smug as ever, like, oh, you made the right decision. So obviously, Costello is gonna, push out Lisa, try to promote Kit to DS, to have him under his thumb, right? To use him as not a lackey, but because he's gonna hold it over his head. Remember that time when, But Kit knows what he's doing. Kit knows. So I don't think for a second Kit's like, I'm gonna, screw over Lisa. Don't get me wrong. I think he definitely wants Lisa's job, and there was a time when he would probably screw over Lisa big time like that. I mean, he's probably done it before. But, Kit's ambitious. He's ambitious as ever, but he wouldn't undermine her in that way. Not with this. He knows Costello is dodgy. He might bend the rules, but he won't break them fully. He loves his job. He loves what he does. So obviously, in my opinion, I think it's obvious that Kit is playing Costello. I do wonder what will happen. Excited to find out. Some people are thinking like, oh, like Lisa's going to become a DI and Kit's going to become a DS. I don't know. Lisa's not really a good detective if you really think about it. Love Lisa. Will defend her with every fiber of my being, but she's not a great of a detective. If you really look at her rep sheet, look at her rep sheet. Well, yeah, that's it for this week of Corey. It's been really good. Again, like the major storylines were Todd and Theo, and of course Abby. Really excited for things to come, but then don't leave yet because I have some spoilers, some theories, and some gossip. All right, so we're gonna talk about some spoilers and some theories and some gossip. All right. So first and foremost, Shanika, she's leaving. She's leaving. I feel like there was so much more story they could have done, with Dee Dee. There's so much stuff they could have done. But Shanika's leaving, and I wish her well. Like, I know she's going to be great. She seems like a really kind soul. She really does. She seems like really unique and kind and just awesome person. And also a really great actor. So I'm really happy to see what she does next. For spoilers, we have some spoilers for Asha, obviously. Looks like she overdoses, or possibly overdoses. So we're going to have some talks about that, some stories about that. We have Betsy potentially putting Becky in danger for some reason, unknowingly, which is funny because they literally just went to the bistro. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I feel like Becky's just lying through her teeth. And we also have Costello. Apparently, I think Betsy might have intervened with something because it says that Costello and Betsy kind of comes to head or something like that. So really interested with that. This brings me to my theory real quick. But first, I do want to say, you guys probably already, I hope you guys seen it. Coronation Street and Emmerdale are filming the crossover right now. I don't think they said who the directors were. My guess is Matt Hilton on Corey's side, and then probably Vicky Thomas on Emmerdale's side. That's just a guess. I don't know. I don't have any insider scoop or anything like that. Was on our podcast a few weeks ago, but yeah, no inside bits about it. It's just my thought. Don't know who the writers would be though, but I am interested in that. I have a theory, 2 theories, maybe 2, maybe 3. So this is what I would like to happen for the crossover. I would love if they would do like a county line / gang type of thing with Celia and Ray, April and Dylan over in Emmerdale, and then with Becky, Costello, Lisa, and Kit on the Corey side, and maybe Cassie. Somebody, I can't remember who it was on Twitter, but somebody made this really cool theory about like Cassie was kind of involved, because I don't know if the actress is, if it's been confirmed that she's actually at the crossover or not. I don't know, but the person on Twitter mentioned like the conversation between Cassie and Lisa was kind of random. And when I first looked at that scene, I was like, oh, it's just, what Corey does. Like 2 people in a coffee shop talking, just, regular, right? But then I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe Cassie is involved. She was in the streets before. Like you never know. So that's one of my theories. I love, I don't know if you guys watch Emmerdale, but please do. Killing it. Celia is a great character. She's a horrible, terrifying character, but she's a great character. She's ruthless. She is ruthless, but she's so funny. Like her facial expressions, the way she be looking at people. Like it was one time Bob said hi to her and she just looked at him like, "What the fuck on my face?" Like, loved it. So I love Celia. And personally, I love the whole like county line, crime type of thing. Like I love that just in general. I just love watching like series like that. I know a lot of people are like, get this off of my soap, which is understandable. I get it. But I don't know. That's one of my theories. My other theory is, of course, John. That seems like the logical thing. Corey had the poster up on at the station of John. That does seem like the logical thing to do, that John is just going to cross over and continue his serial killer thing, which is actually pretty funny because, Andy and Pat being a serial killer, and that's pretty funny. That might be it. It seems like the logical thing to do, but I'm still holding out hope that it would be the Kelly line thing. Probably not, but we'll see. The other theory, of course, is Todd and Theo somehow. Although I don't know what I wouldn't know their reasoning to go to the Dales. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I'm not quite sure with that, but I definitely think there's going to be a big like a big coming to head with Todd and Billy and Theo for sure. I just don't think it would be the crossover. Because I just don't know how that would. I mean, who else would they interact with? You know, because Aaron has his own storyline going on with John and the priest maybe, but like I don't know. But I think, if I'm an honest opinion, I think that it's probably the John serial killer thing. That makes sense. They already established that it's in the same world and the same universe. But yeah, I'm still hoping that it's the county line bit, but we'll see. I think it's supposed to air in January, I think, or February. I don't know. But I'm excited for it. I don't think anybody has been confirmed to be filming the crossover. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone's confirmed. I know Vicky kind of like let slip, like Vicky Myers let slip, like, oh, I want to go back to Leeds or something. So maybe, but I don't think it's been like confirmed. What else? Yeah, they are still doing the like audience. You can choose which character will go there. I think more than likely they'll have like, you can choose from these 4 characters, and they probably already like filmed each, kind of like what The Walking Dead did. But yeah, I'm excited for this Coronation Street Emmerdale crossover. I can't wait to see who. You know what? I actually don't want to see any of the behind the scenes. Like, I follow most of the directors on Instagram. I don't want to see anything behind the scenes, so I might have to just like, I want to be surprised. So I don't know, we'll see. But so far, I think, in my opinion, I think it's going to be John, because again, that seems like the most, basic, simple thing to do. I mean, it's already established, and that would work. That'd be the most plausible thing. But I just have my fingers crossed for the county line drug thing. I really do. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I've been on here for an hour. You've been listening to me ramble about soap operas for a whole hour. I appreciate you guys. Listening. We're going to be back soon with some recaps, with some interviews, and some really fun stuff. I have some good ideas and some really cool stuff coming up. And did I miss anything? I'm looking at my notes, guys. Because I'm old. That was it. It's a crossover. What do you guys think of this week's Corey episode? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What did you like about it? Personally, I really enjoyed it. Wednesday's episode was my favorite. Well written. Debbie Oates, brilliant. Just a good script, man. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Make sure you comment, you like, you subscribe, and get a thumbs up or thumbs down. Even if you don't like it, tell us why. Tell us why if you don't like it. We love feedback. That's how we grow and learn. And we want to create a good podcast for you. We want to create a community and a family of people who love soaps. So yeah, drop your theories below too. I want to know your theories. Do you think it's Becky and Celia and Lisa? Do you think it's Todd and Theo? Do you think it's John? Something completely different? It could be completely different. You never know. But yeah, let us know. All right. So thanks, guys. This is Stateside Street, and you all have been fabulous. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week.